Good morning, my dear students. So today in the sessions we are going to learn 8th problem. Okay. So first of all, we need to determine the displacement at node 2. The reaction at the support, we need to find out the stresses and strain. Take modulus of elasticity of a material is given as 70 gigapascal of E1 means for the first material, and the modulus of elasticity for the second material is given as 200 gigapascal for element 1 and 2 respectively. Please observe this figure here. Here we have the three nodes: first node, second node and third node. The joining the first node to the second node, the forming of element we can say as E1. The joining the node second node to the third node, the forming of element second. The first element of its length is 0.2 meter and the second element of its length is 0.3 meter. The total length of this first and second element is 0.5 meter. Okay dear. Then after that, first of all we need to write down the solutions. In the solutions we have to write down the given data for the first element. Okay, the area A1 equal to pi by 4 into d square, because here diameter is given. Diameter how much is given for the first material? It is given as 0.01 meter. Pi by 4 diameter of the first element is given as 0.01 whole square. So if you divide with the help of calci, then you will get the answer is 7.85 into 10 power of minus 5 meter square. Okay, again the same thing, we need to find out the area for the second element. Then we are, because here diameter is given, if it is diameter is given, then we have to use the formula is A2 is equal to pi by 4 into d2 square. Pi into d2 diameter of the second element, how much is given here? 0.02 whole square by 4. If you divide the whole number, then you will get the answer is 3.14 into 10 power of minus 4 meter square. So we know very well the length of the first element is given as 0.2 meter and the length of the second element is given as 0.3 meter, and the modulus of elasticity of the first material is given as 70 gigapascal. Okay, so if you want to convert 70 as it is, 1 giga nothing but 10 power of 9. 1 pascal, we are 1 pascal is equal to 1 newton per meter square. 1 newton per meter square. So that's what I am representing here, 70 into 10 power of 9 newton per meter square. And the modulus of elasticity or Young's modulus E2 is given as 200 gigapascal. So 200 giga is 10 power of 9. 1 pascal is equal to 1 newton per meter square. So first of all we have to write down this whole the body in the continuum. Is it right? So let us see this figure. This is the first node and this is second node and this is the third node. Okay dear. So the first node, second node, if you joining the first node to second node, the forming of element, what we can say, element 1. The joining the node from the second node to the third node, the forming of element is E2. So from second to third, the UDL force is acting. From second node to third node, the UDL force is acting on this element. So that's what I am representing here. From second node to the third node, the UDL force is acting on this component. So here at the node 1, the nodal force is acting as well as nodal displacement also acting. So that's what F1 is indicate that the nodal force is acting at a point of 1, and the Q1 is represent that nodal displacement is acting at a point of 1. What about this 2? F2 is indicate that the nodal force is acting at a point of 2, and Q2 is represent the nodal displacement is acting at a point of 2. What about the 3? The 3 is indicate that F3 is represent the nodal force is acting at a point of 3, and the Q3 is represent the nodal displacement is acting at a point of 3. Okay, dear? Because we know the length, this one we can say as L1 of the first element, and this one we can say as the length of the second element. Okay, after that we need to determine the elemental stiffness matrix. We need to determine. So we know the formula of elemental stiffness matrix is Ke is equal to AE into EE by LE. A nothing but area of the first element into E1 nothing but Young's modulus of the element by LE is indicate that length of element 1 minus of 1 minus 1 1. If you want to find out for the first element, so instead of AE we have to represent as A1, because we are discussing about which component? We are discussing about the first element. For that reason we have to represent here A1 E1 by L1, 1 minus 1 minus 1 into 1. So A1 is how much is there? 7 point. Area already we find out. How much here? 7.85 into 10 power of minus 5. So we need to put here 7.85 into 10 power of minus 5. And the modulus of elasticity of the material already we find how much? 70 here. 70 into 10 power of 9. Okay, by the length of the first element also given here. How much? 0.2 meter. Okay, here 0.2 meter. 1 minus 1 minus 1 1 as it is. So if you divide the whole the element, then you will get the answer is 27.475 into 10 power of 6. So 1 minus 1 minus 1 1. Okay, so for that reason we can represent here, if you multiply 27.475 into 1, it will become as 27.475, and this will become as minus 27.475. If you multiply 27.475 into minus 1, it should be become as minus 27.475, and this is also 27.475. So that's what, because it is acting on which component here? This is, it is acting on the first node and the second node. So for that reason we have to represent this elemental stiffness matrix is 1 and 2. This first node, second node, first node, second node. Again, as well as we need to find out for the element 2, we need to find out this elemental stiffness matrix. K2 is equal to A2 E2 by L2, 1 minus 1 minus 1 1. So area of the second element, it is given as 3.14 into 10 power of 4. As well as the modulus of elasticity of the second element, it is given as 200 into 10 power of 9, and the length of the second element is given as 0.3. Okay, dear? And then this is 1 minus 1 minus 1 1. So if you divide the whole the component with the help of calculus, then you will get the 209.33 into 10 power of 6. So after that 209.33, just you need to multiply by 1. It will become as 209.33, as well as it will become as minus 209.33. This is become as minus 209.33, 209.33. Okay, dear? Just you need to multiply this term above as well as below. But this element, the second node, let us see over here. I'm talking about the second element. The second element, it's connected the node, second node to the third node. Is it right? So that's what we have to represent the second node to the third node in between the element is lies. So this is second node, third node, second node, and third node. After the getting the first elemental stiffness matrix for the first element as well as the elemental stiffness matrix for the second element, we need to find out the global stiffness matrix. The global stiffness matrix is K is equal to K1 plus K2. K1 nothing but elemental stiffness matrix for the first element plus elemental stiffness matrix for the second element. For the first element, it is given as 10 power of 6, 27.475 minus 27.475 minus 27.475. Here also 27.475 plus 10 power of 6. So again, this is K2 to indicate this whole value we have to represent. You have to, don't forget to represent this second node and third node. Okay dear, after that we have to represent this node in the systematic manner. So we have to represent this first node, second node and third node. First node, second node and third node. How to multiply, that is the most important. Just you need to multiply the first node to the first node, then you will get the answer is 27.475. and first node to the second node, if you multiply, then you will get the value is minus 27.475. First node to third node is available here? Not available. If it is not available, then it will be considered as the value is 0. Okay dear? Okay dear, let us see again. Second node to the first node, if you multiply here, second node to the first node, what will you get here? Minus 27.475. you have to represent here minus 27.475. second node to the second node, then how much you will get the answer here? 27.475 here, first one. Again come to this point, second node to the second node, then you will get the value is 209.33. again here second node to third node is available here? Not available. Then you have to go for toward right side. Second node to the third node, it is available here. Then you have to select this value minus 209.33. again we have to go for third node, because first node, second node, we need to eliminate this one. Again we have to go for this one. Third node to the first node is available here? Not available. If it is not available, it will be considered as the value is 0. And third node to the second node, then you will get the value is minus 209.33. Third node to the third node, then you will get the value is 209.33. okay dear? After that you need to add this value, the 27.475 as it is, minus 27.475 as it is, 0 as it is, this value should be as it is. But in the middle point, just you need to add this both the value 27.475 plus 209.33. if you add, then you will get the value is 236.805, and this value should be minus 209.33. this value should be remaining same. After the getting the global stiffness matrix, then we need to find out the global displacement vector, as well as we need to find out the force vector we need to find out in the force step. So here how many force we have, because generally let us see this Fe is represent the nodal force is acting on the element. We are representing here F1, F2, first, second, and this is F1 value. How is it here? It is a fix, so that's what it is represent the value as 0. And F2 is how much is there? Minus 300 into 10 power of 3. So this is for the first element. I'm talking about in the second element. On the second element, which load is acting here? Let us see this figure. UDL force is acting on this component. Okay, from second to third node, which load is acting on this component? UDL force is acting. So for the UDL we have to use the different formula. Okay, what is the formula is there? P0 L2 by 2 1 1. Okay, so P0 nothing but which type of the load is acting, because which load is acting here? UDL force is acting from second node to the up to the third node. So how much is given? 800 into 10 power of 3. The length of the second element, how much is given here? 0.3 by 2, 1 and 1. So this 2 and 3 is represent the node, second node and third node on which the UDL force is acting. Which load? UDL nothing but uniformly distributed load is acting on this component. So after that, if you divide 800 into 10 power of 3 into 0.3 by 2, then you will get the value is 120 into 10 power of 3. After the getting the 120 into 10 power of 3, just you need to multiply by here 120 into 10 power of 3, and here also 120 into 10 power of 3. This is 2 and 3. After that we need to find out the global force vector. The global force vector F is equal to Fc plus Fd. Okay dear. So here Fc is first 0, again this on second component minus 300 into 10 power 3, it represents as 1 and 2, and this Fd, so uniformly distributed load is acting on the second element, so I am representing the value 120 into 10 power 3 as well as 120 into 10 power 3. So here node, which node is there? Second node as well as third node. Clear here? After that, always you need to remember here we have to represent first node, second node, third node. First node, second node, third node. Here only first node only. First node to the first node value it should be become as 0. Second node to the first node, the value is minus 300 into 10 power 3. Come to this point. Second node to the first node, the value will become as how much? 120 into 10 power 3. Here please represent, because I am not present here, please represent in your notes. This is the third node. Third node to the first node value should be how much is there? 120 into 10 power 3. So if you add in this value, then you will get minus 180 into 10 power 3. After that, we need to find out the nodal displacement. Q is equal to Q1, Q2, Q3, because we have the 3 node. For that reason, the nodal displacement is acting at the first node, it is represented by Q1, as well as the nodal displacement is acting at the second node, it is represented by Q2, and the nodal displacement is acting at a point of 3, it is represented by Q3. Okay, after that, the most important this one, okay, the equilibrium equation for a continuum. So it is represented by KQ equal to F. So K nothing but the global stiffness matrix value. Already we have find how much dear? Here K is equal to, let us see this figure, this is the K value, this is the whole is K value. Okay, this is K value, and the Q value is Q1, Q2, Q3, and the nodal force value is already we have find how much? 0 minus 180 into 10 power 3, 120 into 10 power 3. Okay dear. So in this case what happened? The node 1 and node 2 is fixed here. Clear? So the displacement node 1 and node 3 become 0, not node 1 here. Here node 1 and node 3, please represent here node 3. So for that reason, this first row and this first column is eliminated. Okay, as well as this third row and the third column, please here node 1 and node 3 make as a node 3. Okay, so if node 3 is a fixed, then this value Q1 and Q3 value it become as 0. Q1 and Q3 become value should become 0. For that reason, we need to eliminate the first row, first column, third row, third column. The remaining term should be how much only? 10 power of 6 to 36.805 into Q2 equal to minus 180 into 10 power of 3. After that, this value we need to divide here. If you divide this value, then you will get the value is minus 0.760 into 10 power of minus 3. So with the help of applying the boundary condition, after the getting the value of, because Q1 value is 0, Q3 value is 0, and Q2 value is minus 0.760 into 10 power of minus 3. After that, what we need to determine? We need to determine the stress and strain for the first element as well as for the second element. We need to find out. The first of all, we need to find out the strain for the first element. We need to find out. So E1 is indicate that strain is equal to B matrix into nodal displacement. So B formula we have 1 by L1 minus 1 1, and Q is represent the Q1 Q2, because the Q1 Q2 represent the nodal displacement is acting at the first node as well as on the second node. 1 by L1, length of the first element, how much we got it here 0.2, minus 1 1, and the nodal displacement value should be 0, and the Q2 is minus 0.760 into 10 power of minus 3. After that 1 by 0.2 as it is. Okay dear, just you need to multiply this row into this column, this row into this column. Minus 1 into 0 plus 1 into minus 0.760 into 10 power of minus 3. So minus 1 into 0 should become as 0, plus into minus should become as minus 0.760 into 10 power of minus 3. If you divide this whole the value, it will become as minus 3.8 into 10 power of minus 3. So after this we need to find out the strain. After the getting of strain, we need to find out the value of stress. If you want to find out the value of stress, the stress is equal to modulus of elasticity into strain. This whole the value what we can say here is strain. Let us see, B1Q equal to E1. E1 nothing but strain. Capital E1 into small e1. Okay, the modulus of elasticity for the first element, it is given as 70 into 10 power of 9, and for the strain it is given as minus 3.8 into 10 power of 3. If you multiply this term, then you will get the answer is minus 266 into 10 power of 9 Newton per meter square. So we can represent here, so 10 power of 9 nothing but mega, so Newton per meter square represent the Pascal. We can represent in this form also, because we find already strain for the first element. Meanwhile we need to find out the strain as well as stress for the second element. We need to find out for the second element. So what is the formula? Same formula we have to use. Strain is equal to E2 is equal to B2 into Q. So B2 nothing but we have the formula is 1 by L2 minus 1 Q2 and Q3. Is it right? So this element 2 is lies in between second node and third node. So that's what I will represent the Q2 and Q3. So 1 by length L2 is 0.3 minus 1 1. So Q2 it is represent the minus 0.760 into 10 power of minus 3 into 0. So 1 by 0.3 as it is. We know very well we need to multiply this row into this column, minus 1 into minus 0.760 into 10 power of minus 3 plus 1 into 0. So minus into minus it should become as plus. So 1 into 0.760 into 10 power of minus 3, it should become as 0.760 into 10 power of 3, and this term should be 0. 1 into 0 should be 0. After that you need to divide this value, then you will get the answer is 2.533 into 10 power of minus 3. That is the value of second strain of the second element. After getting the strain of the second element, we need to find out the stress for the second element. We need to find out. If you want to find out the stress for the second element, it is represent the modulus of elasticity into strain. So E2 as it is. So B2Q replace the here B2Q replace the strain value E2. Okay. So what is the value of E2 here? 2.533 into 10 power of 3. Okay. Modulus of elasticity value how much is that here? 200 into 10 power of 9. If you multiply, then you will get the answer is 506.6 megapascal you will get. So after getting the value of sigma 1 E1, sigma 2 E2, Q1 Q2 Q3, F1 F2 F3, after that we need to find out the reaction at this support. We need to find out. So if you want to find out the reaction at this support, we know the formula is R is equal to global stiffness matrix into nodal displacement minus nodal force vector. So R. So here how many nodes we have? We have the 3 nodes. For that reason the normal reaction is acting at the first node as well as the normal reaction is acting at the second node. It is represent the R2, and the normal reaction is acting at the third node. It is represent the R3. So equal to this global stiffness matrix, we have the value is 10 power of 6 27.475. This is the value of global stiffness matrix. What about the nodal displacement matrix? So this is the Q1, Q2, Q3. Because the Q1 is fixed and Q3 also fixed, we find the value of Q2. How much? Minus 0.760 into 10 power of minus 3. Minus the nodal force value is 0 minus 180 into 10 power of 3 into 0. So R1, R2, R3. After that, let us see, we need to find out individually. So how to find out? First take the R1 value, 10 power of 6. Take this first row and this first column. First row, first column for R1, as well as this is minus this first R1 value. If you want to find out the R2, how to find out? Let us see. R2 equal to 10 power of 6, this second row, okay, into this second column, okay, minus we have to take this second value. After that we have to go for R3. How to find? Same procedure we need to follow here. 10 power of 6, this third row, this column, first column, as well as we have to take this third value. Let us see. I am taking this R1 value. R1 is equal to 10 power of 6. I am multiplying the first term 27.475 into first vertical value. It should be how much? 0. Again minus 27.475 into minus 0.760 into 10 power of minus 3 plus 0 into 0, 0 minus 0. So if you add this whole the value with the help of calci, then you will get the value is 0.02801. After that, if you need to multiply with the help of 10 power of 6, then you will get the value of 20.881 into 10 power of 3 Newton. If you want to replace the 10 power of 3, it will become as kilonewton. Okay, that is the value of R1. If you want to find out the value of R2, the same procedure we need to follow here. R2 equal to 10 power of 6 minus 27.475 into 0 plus 236.805 into this value, second value, 0.760 into 10 power minus 3, as well as minus 209.33 into the second value is minus into minus should be become as plus. Okay, how much? It should be 180 into 10 power of 3. So after that, if you calculate the value, then you will get the answer of R2 is 0. Again we need to find out the value of R3. The same procedure we need to follow here. R3 is equal to 10 power of 6, 0 into 0, it become as 0. Again minus 209 into this value, minus 0.760 into 10 power of 3, minus 209.33 into minus 0.760 into 10 power of minus 3. Again this R3 209 into 209.33 into 0, here 209.33 into 0, again minus 0. So this value it become as, then you will get the values how much? 159.09 kilonewton. So we find out the value of F1, F2, F3 and Q1, Q2, Q3. Is it right? And R1, R2, R3. Is it right now dear? Then after that we have to represent this result, because based on the result only external will give the marks. Is it right? Please remember this point. And after that you have to represent that the nodal displacement at 1 is 0 because of it is a fixed end, and you can represent here Q1 is 0, and the nodal displacement at 3 is 0 because of it is a fixed end, and the nodal displacement at the mid node 2 we got the value how much? Q2 is that much value, minus 0.760 into 10 power of minus 3. We know the very well Q1, Q3 is 0 and Q2 is minus 0.760 into 10 power of minus 3 meter. After getting the nodal displacement, we need to find out the strain as well as stress we need to find out. This E1 is indicate that strain of the first element, how much we got? Minus 3.8 into 10 power of minus 3, as well as the stress of the first element we got the answer is minus 266 megapascal, and the strain of the second element we got the value is 2.533 into 10 power minus 3, and the stress for the second element is 506.6 megapascal. Already we found the value of the reaction at the support. R1 value is 20.88 1 kilonewton, R2 value is 0 kilonewton, R3 value is 159.09 kilonewton. Okay, so in the next problem we are going to discuss ninth one problem. Okay, I hope so no one is having the doubt regarding this session. If you have the small doubt also, you can write down in the comment box, and please don't forget to subscribe my channel dear. Thank you.
सिग्नेचर